everybody, or at least all you miniatures enthusiasts on the interwebs. I'm Doc Eon. As always, it's a Monday. This one is I almost said the 29th of February, but it's not. It's the 1st of March, because this year is not a leap year. I tend to think that every year is a leap year, but no, sadly, we're losing a day this year. It's the 1st of March, a new month already. Oh my god. A sixth of this new year has passed me by, and what do I have to show for it? Well, piles and piles of finished miniatures, actually. This week, we're starting out with the most of my Reaper bones that I finished. Specifically, we have these little raptors, and we have the Runehorn Hut, as it's called, which is draped in bones and pelts of various kinds. And yeah, rather simply painted, but it's just a piece of terrain. People are not going to look at it too much. So I think going for bright and effective is better. And these guys are also not very complex, but they don't need to be. So I'm happy that they got them. But it's not all. We also have these metal monsters. These are also Reaper miniatures, both of them. They are saber-toothed tigers. One rather sedate example, and one very active. Now, I went this time not with tiger stripes, because again, saber-toothed tigers, nobody knows what their pelts really look like. I was searching the net and I found one illustration where they'd painted like leopard spots or something similar to them. So I tried to do something like that. They didn't turn out. I mean, spots on animal fur, like leopards and cheetahs and the like. That's one of the most difficult things I know to paint. I have not yet come up with a good technique for it. This is an experiment. It's kind of iffy, but it sort of works if you don't look too closely at them. And most of these I'm very pleased with. It's just the spots that I'm not sure about. But, you know, you live and you learn. And finally, even more finished stuff. These for ladies from Reaper and Bombshell Miniatures. Various, well, lightly clad tribespeople. So I've worked with different sorts of skin tones here. Some darker skin tones for these two. We have the Voodoo Priestess, and we have the just barbarian club-wielding girl. I don't know what this tail-like thing coming out here is supposed to be. It doesn't fit with anything else on the model. It's not part of the dress. It doesn't. I don't think she's supposed to actually have a tail. I have no. It's not part of her hair. I don't know. Anyway, so the cat girl, I painted kind of I mixed normal skin tones with some sort of yellowish tan fur tone to get this. And, well, you be the judge if it works. Now, for the feathers, I'm like really bad at painting feathers. I never manage to get it to work. But I looked up some inspiration for this feathered headdress. I look at Aztec headdresses. I look at Montezuma's headdress, and it was this kind of darker than this kind of teal color, very dark blue-green. But interesting. I looked at some others, and I found a bit lighter colored ones, and these kind of turquoise with the yellow tips was something I found that some people had. So I tried to copy that. And the base is kind of an experiment. I went a little over the top with the gore, perhaps. You be the judge. But again, an experiment. Hopefully it works reasonably. Painting the few straps on this one was difficult. It's, yeah, not spilling over and getting it on our skin was really hard. But we'll see when we get to the close-up pics if I manage to do it reasonably well enough. Now on this table you see everything that I've prepped for the upcoming week. It's a couple of dinosaurs. Like I said, we have the metal and the plastic Carnotaur. We have a plastic and a resin mammoth. The resin one was a bit bigger. We had the woolly rhino, and we have some tribespeople. I decided not to add extra bases on the tribespeople because they have very regular sized and reasonably stable integrated bases. That'll do. Everything else I've added bases to. Mostly the Reaper's plastic bases, I think. Yeah, all of them are, in fact. I once again rediscovered how much I don't like working with resin, because resin is finicky. It often breaks. For example, the rhino horns gave me a lot of trouble. I messed them up. I had to repair them. Hopefully you can't notice. Yeah, so it's just time to start slapping some paint on them, and we'll see where it goes from there. So, still nothing new in my mailbox, and it's not for lack of trying. Yeah, I got to vent for a little bit about this. There is a package on its way to me from Reaper. I ordered that on the 1st of February, actually. And it's been in my country for, I think, 2 weeks now. Stuck in customs. This stupid Brexit thing. It must be that the volume of stuff that needs to be cleared is so high that the processing is just taking forever. I mean, I've tried to log into their website and see if I can pay the taxes that need to be paid so I can finally get the package, and I can't even log in. I mean, it hasn't even gotten that far in the processing. I just have a notification that it's in country. Oh well. I guess it's not like I'm in a rush to paint those particular minis, but it's annoying still the same. So anyway, new projects for next week. You can see that I have here a bunch of Bones minis in plastic baggies. This means they're from the Kickstarter. And 5 of them are this little group of humanoid dinosaurs, and they're all different. They're not like, you know, the other tribes people that I painted from this set have pretty much shared a lot of similarities, like the same type of clothing, the same type of hair, that sort of thing. These are all very, very different, but they share this one is even a flyer. They share the fact that they're humanoid dinosaurs. So that is the reason I'm painting them up together. And I've grabbed a couple of other larger minis. This one is the giant sloth, the Megatherium. Still needs to be assembled a little bit. They for some reason glued in one of his arms in the factory, but not the other. Oh well. I can see it needs some gap filling there. Then we have I think it's called the Terror Bird, but it is very much like this metal axe beak. It's not exactly the same sculpt, but it's the same general idea of this sort of huge flightless bird with the big beak. So I'll be doing both of these because, you know, again, I tried to paint the bones and the metal version of something at the same time, so I can compare and contrast. And let's add some even more to the queue. Why not? I mean, I seem to be on a roll. So we have, let's monkey around. We have the carnivorous ape. Who has really sharp fangs and a club, which I thought at first it was like a bone, but it seems it's too straight angle to be like a bone that grabbed from a dead animal. It seems to be a manufactured object. And finally, the biggest ape of them all, the giant ape lord. And this is another hefty piece of metal, Kabaka Kawana. It's called. I wonder what other big ape has the initials KK. They couldn't use that name, could they? So they made up their own. Of course, this is not as big as some of the as any of the movie versions of King Kong, of course. So, you know, this is a good candidate in... here's my tip to you, Reaper. When you launch Bones 6, do a really big plastic version of this. Like a really huge ape. I would buy that. That would be a good idea. But for now, I'm going to have to make do with this big metal guy. So that's a total of 10 models to start prepping. We'll see how far I get on those next week. But for now, I just want to bid you goodbye for today. Hope you liked this video. Give it an upvote, a thumbs up, please, and subscribe if you haven't done so before. But above all, be back next week. Same day of the week, same channel, same Dakian. Who for now is signing off.